And welcome back to another edition of the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor, ready to go for this big Friday night of football on the road at Anderson County. We'll talk about that coming up in a moment. Big test in round two. First time we've ever played the Mavericks down at what they call the Bull Ranch, I believe is what they call it, the field. So we'll talk more about Anderson County in a moment. Coach, first off, thanks for being with us again, and big win for our football team Friday night.
Well, it was a huge win. Got off to a great start again, and thought it was going to be a shootout early. We let them score on 3 plays defensively, but we were able to bounce back and kind of weather the storm and really get rolling.
Let's go back and give the tale of the tape as we do every week for the folks out there watching for the first time, and we have folks doing that all over the place, and we thank you for that. I have a lot of folks in West Virginia saying, hey, we're kind of getting interested in Elizabethton football. We lose our opening game to Zions Hill 50-25, beat South Green 49-7, beat Sullivan East 59-16, beat Daniel Boone 35-21. Granger, homecoming, 49-0 win. We beat Tennessee at the Stonecastle 35-16, defeated Union 42-13, lose to Greenville 24-10, hoping for a rematch coming up, but we got a good Anderson County team first. Sullivan South on senior night 52-27, beat Central there 50-14, and last week beat Sequoia 62-35. We averaged 42 points a game. We give up 20 points a game. We're getting ready to see the highlights here in just a second of a big night for the Cyclones. But, Coach, over the last 3 games, 52, 50, and 62, we've scored 164 points in the last 3 games.
Well, we've just been able to come out and explode offensively. Our offensive line's doing a good job of picking up some pass protection and helping us out a little bit. What a spark we had Friday night from Austin Allen, 2 touchdowns early. And then we're just being able to throw and catch. Our receivers are making tons of great catches. What can you say about those guys? We're spreading the football around. We're tough to stop. Friday night we went into the game and put Austin Allen running back, Corey at receiver, try to get him some plays outside. And Keelan Hall's had some great games. Of course, Ryan Wetzel's been consistent all year long. We got Perkins back in the lineup. He had 2 touchdowns again Friday night. So just a great continue offensively. But the guys up front got to be the ones that get it done, and they've really done a great job with us. And we're working. Chandler Mullins moved to right tackle for Garrett Jennings Friday, and Jared Grindstaff working in the mix, and our guys really doing a good job taking care of business.
You're going to see a couple of plays in a moment. Evan Perkins makes his touchdown catch and absolutely takes his kid's jockstrap out. And then another play later in the game, Corey Russell on this running play. You'll see this kid, he comes up, tries to make a tackle, and Corey just splatters him. I mean, it's really impressive. These guys, one thing about Elizabethton football, they're going to hit you and hit you hard on it.
Well, there's no question. Playoffs is about physicality. It's a mentality. You gotta set the physicality tempo extremely early. We didn't do that defensively, but we did a pretty good job at offensively. Once we went, that's the thing. Sometimes in the playoffs, it's going to take you a series or 2 to adjust to the offense a little bit. I thought that Sequoia's running back was a terrific running back. He made a lot of people miss. Did a good job there. But I thought that we had some exceptional effort on Friday night. Parker Hughes was another one. His first playoff game as a freshman, played extremely well, and we continue to grow. And that's the greatest thing about watching these guys grow up is, we're not even the same football team we were 10, 11 weeks ago. We've grown so much, and guys are really accepting their roles, and their preparation has been pretty good. We came in, knowing what Sequoia was going to do. We attacked the mismatches, and we took advantage of it.
It is week 12, of course, and the regular season has been a long grind since we started back in the summer. How tough is it to keep these kids focused week to week?
Well, I think they know that each week you got to master the level of play. You got to increase your focus. The concentration. Our 2 key points Friday night were concentration and mental toughness. There's going to become times in the game. It's survive and move on. And and another thing is our concentration. You saw that Friday night. The concentration on the catches. You talk with Perkins. The concentration of Corey moving out wide receiver, making the adjustments. The concentrations of Austin out and be able to make that adjustments, putting him in starting run like the running back position. So, just the total team effort. Guys continue to step up in different ways. We put Jackson Holly in there to kick our extra points early on. We moved Cade to just kicking off to be able to get the field position battle there, and then we inserted Norby a couple times to do some short kicks. So just a total team effort. Really like the way the guys are just accepting their roles and finding ways to win.
With 62 points on Friday night, obviously got a chance to let some young guys, some of the regulars get the some of the third and fourth quarter off, and let some of the young guys play.
Well, the playoffs is about the experience as well. And when we got up, we could have left our starters in, but it's about knowing what the next step is, and we couldn't afford to leave those guys in there, and we had opportunity to get some guys in the game. But we gave up some points, but it's just fine. But I just think that we had an opportunity to the more playoff experience you can get, guys getting in those moments, those guys are helping us get ready on the scout teams Monday through Thursday. So, getting a taste of Friday night helps us out practice this week.
Like and share this show, and you have been. We appreciate that very, very much. Again, we got folks all over the place watching this show, and it's all about promoting these student athletes again at Elizabethton High School. It's not about me, it's not about Coach, about these kids. And so having said that, here we go. Let's go check out the highlights package here. Let's go down and pull up. Just bear with us. We go through a couple of prompts here because this is an 8-track guy trying to do a computer. That's what this is. So, Coach, let's see. Where do we go? Right there. Here we go. Hit it up right here. Boom. And let's start our highlights package again. Compliments of Huddle with a guy who had a phenomenal night Friday night.
Well, he continues to play well for us. He throws the ball, lets our receivers go make a play, and this one's Corey Russell. Right down the seam. Great concentration, great catch. This is we got 3 good receivers at the top: Zach Harley, Evan Perkins, Corey Russell. Which one are you going to guard? We let Corey Russell slip by there, and just great throw, great concentration, great catch.
Here's a young man that came out of the gate again. He had a big night the other night. He had 5 carries, 91 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. And Coach set this up. This kid turns on the Jets.
Well, this is a great block by Chandler Mullins at the right tackle. Is in for Garrett, but it's a great cut right here. This is the same side zone. He's on the right side. He gets it, cuts back to the right, and then look at the blocks downfield. A double team by Perkins and Hartley, and then Billy to get the ball to the end zone. Doug Fritz asked me, does a great job. John City Press asked me 2 names 2 weeks ago, and one was Keelan Hall and the other one was Austin Outland. 2 guys that really got to come on and play well for us, and they both have really stepped up.
Here's another touchdown run again by the same young man.
Well, this is a great opportunity by him. Look at this outside zone play. Watch him stick his foot in the ground and just be able to get vertical. That's the speed that we're talking about that's a difference maker. And when you watch film on that, he becomes a dangerous threat.
You're watching the Shawn Witten Coaches Show, getting the highlights, compliments of a huddle. And so here we go, a touchdown pass to Evan Perkins, and watch the jockstrap move.
Well, this is sweet here. Just the same play we threw to Corey a few minutes ago, and be able to catch it, concentration, and make that stick his foot in the ground. And I think that's where Evan has really grown, his speed. I think our guys have bought into our second half of our practice plan, and you can see how fresh their legs are and the work we put in to really be at the best we can be.
Here's Carter Everett again. We'll talk about his numbers in a moment. 40-yard touchdown pass to Wetzel.
Well, this is a great throw by Carter here. Great pass protection. Just catch the ball, get it out quick. Ability to make the guys miss. And great blocking downfield, and be able to. That's what Ryan's been able to do for us all year. But that's what I like about Carter. He understands getting the ball out quick where those guys can catch it and run with it, make plays, and put it where they can have the opportunity to catch it and get yards after the catch.
How many guys can catch a football going down the sideline and do a 360 or 360 rather, and never lose their feet or the balance?
Well,
going in?
We couldn't do that 10 weeks ago, Tom. That just shows you how far we've come, and the guys are listening to us. They're being coached, and they're coming into practice with a great attitude and trying to expand their game to get better.
Talking to Coach Shawn Witten. We're going to talk about Anderson County, the Mavericks, coming up in a moment. Here is Carter Everett, another touchdown pass, I believe it is. This is an 18-yard pass to Remington Tyree.
Well, this is just a little flood pass to Remington Tyree. That's just great to see there. Just more people we get involved, and Remington's done a good job at tight end all year long for us.
Here's a 29-yard touchdown pass to Evan Perkins.
Well, this is a post wheel. Outside post by Ryan Wetzel, a wheel route by Evan Perkins, and we just did a great job going up and catching and getting in the end zone. So we feel like we've got 2 really good receivers that have done really well for us. Keelan Hall's come on, Zach Harley's played some big minutes. But you can just look at the blocking downfield by the receivers. The receivers downfield making catches. They're catching short catches, turn them into big plays. They're catching deep balls. So we're really trying to stretch the field vertically and horizontally.
Coach, he beat that kid. Obviously, he was wide open, Perkins. But again, sometimes that football, you get real big-eyed and go, "Oh, it's coming." And the point is, Evan had to have a lot of concentration to make that catch.
Well, he did. Just going up and get it at his highest point, not letting it come down to his body. Catching the ball with his hands. The concentration just really shows you, that these guys are really focused. And one of the statements we made last week, my brother Ryan gave it to me. A mission statement is not a mission statement if you don't have people on the mission. When we got to be focused and concentration, and it's easy for me to say, we got to do all these things, but the guys have got to want to do that, and they showed that Friday night.
Pick up another highlight again. Here's Carter Everett again. Big night for him. We'll talk more about that in a second. 37-yard touchdown pass to Wetzel.
Well, this is just a fade pass again. We went underneath the center to show the power formation look. We had Cujo at the backfield and Billy go up make plays, and that's what we got to be able to do. We tried at moments in time in the Sequoia game to really to slow people down and be able to get the run game going. But when they leave Ryan out there one-on-one, it's tough to defend.
Talking again to Carter Everett again. We are getting ready to see another pass this time to Ryan Wetzel. Set this one up, Coach.
This is a square in by Ryan. We flared the back and just got Remington down the middle of the field and just be able to get Ryan and down the course of the middle. That's the flexibility of our offense to be able to move guys around and be able to run all different types of routes.
Is it me or that slant pattern's open all just about?
Well, it just does a good job, to pulling those people out of the middle of the field. That's a big area. It's tough sometimes to throw in the middle because you don't know where those guys are going to be to get their hands up. But that's probably the biggest difference in our offense over the last little bit is, you got a 5'9", 5'10" quarterback. It's hard to throw it across the middle, but you got a 6'4", 6'5" quarterback. He can throw those balls a lot easier.
Here's yet another. He had a 6-touchdown pass night, by the way. Carter Everett. Here's a 21-yard strike. This time, this one's going to 20-yard pass again to Ryan Wetzel.
This is just a screen route right here. Look at the linemen getting downfield. We had Chandler Mullins, Lucas Holly, Cameron Coleman, and Joseph Keckner getting downfield. A little. A fast screen out there, and that's just a big play for us.
Here's our final highlight. Now watch Corey Russell. This kid, number 30, comes out of the top of your screen, and check this out. Here's Corey, turns the corner. Now watch this kid come up. He's going to get hammered right there. Bam.
Well, that's Corey. He's not going to just run out of bounds. He's going to take every shot he can get, and that's the toughness you like about him. And that's what we try to do is get him the ball out in space at times, and who you going to stop, who you going to defend. So, we're just fortunate enough that our guys have really come on. We got a great group of talent. They're playing well together. We're spreading the football around, and there's no unselfishness. And the guys are really, doing what we ask them to do.
Carter Everett again on Friday night. Kid only played 3 quarters. 21 out of 25, 367 yards, 6 touchdown passes on the season, 34 passing touchdowns, 37 total touchdowns, 2,646 passing yards so far this season. I think probably the best thing you like to see is that number 11 beside his name. He's only a junior. He's coming
right.
next year.
No question. He's just, the biggest thing in just the disappointing injury he had a year ago, week 10. And he missed the playoffs, and then just coming back as strong as he has, it's been great to see.
Ryan Wetzel, 9 catches, 155 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's got 21 now in the season. Evan Perkins, 6 catches Friday night, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. Austin Outland, 5 carries, 91 yards. Again, picked up a couple of TDs. Corey Russell, I don't know when the last time we played a game and Corey Russell didn't score a touchdown, but Corey, in a game that he played. But again, he played big out there as a receiver.
Well, that's what you like about Corey the most, and if you learn anything, Corey doesn't care. He wants the team to win as much as anybody. He's been banged up a little bit out through the year, but he doesn't mind to spread the wealth. And the guy you're most proud of on all those statistics is Austin Outland. He's a guy that we've been grinding all year long and trying to get him to step up and make the plays. And when the team needed him the most, he came through for us. And we need another spectacular performance by him this week. He's got the speed to be a difference maker in the backfield at receiver, on special teams. And it's really good to see him because I know Anderson County's got to be, threatened by the speed of number 24.
Absolutely. Another weapon. Now you got to worry about 5 and 24 and 14 and 83 and 19 and 10. And, of course, the big guy back there throwing that football. Shawn Witten, by the way, head coach, 96-38 now. In postseason play, 15-9. The school all-time Elizabethton, 378 wins, 203 defeats, and 2 ties. And so we go calling to Anderson County, the Mavericks, coming up Friday night. Before we wrap up the Sequoia game, let's give some props to the defensive guys. Kilroy Hill, 5.5 tackles, a tackle for loss. Nestor Grubb, middle linebacker, 4.5 tackles. Joseph Collins, defensive end, 3 tackles and a tackle for loss. So, again, the defense helped set the offense.
Well, after the first series, we really did a good job of just clamping things down. I thought that, we mentioned a minute ago, their running back's probably as good as we've seen this year, just to be able to make the jump cuts and move around. I thought we did a good job of taking away what they did really well. When we got up, that's the thing your defense can do. You have to play a little bit geared to your offense. If our offense is scoring, we can take a lot more chances on the defensive side of the ball. If our offense is kind of stuttering a little bit, they got to be the ones to, keep us in the game. So, I feel that we got a complete football team. We feed off each other. If our defense is doing a good job shutting them down, we don't have to be as aggressive offensively. So, there's a lot of things that have to work in the plans. But our guys are doing a really good job. Kilroy Hill is the guy we talked about all year long. Jackson Killian had a great game. Didn't mention his stats, but the key for us again, Tom, on our defense has got to be our secondary. Our secondary's got to have some big moments, and I'm telling you, Friday night's going to be a big one for our secondary.
Our football team, 551 yards of offense Friday night, 377 passing, 174 rushing. Again, Sequoia finishes their season at 5-6. Pretty good football team. I think they have a lot to be proud of, a lot to build on for next year for their team. They had 434 yards of offense. A lot of that, quite frankly, came in the second half when our reserves were out on the field and the regulars were resting. But credit due where credit's due, 434 total for Sequoia in that football game. I want to say hello to Carter Everett's granddaddy and grandmama. Again, they watch every show, and Jennifer Johnson. Oh, gosh, let me see if I can remember about names. Catherine Cusack and Trudy Coball and Amy Bryan and Jennifer Hambrick and Christy Riddle, the APO ladies, which they are hilarious. They're laughing and giggling, having a big time all the time. And again, I want to say hello to those folks. And again, like this show and share it, please, and you do. And that way, more and more folks can learn about these kids and about Coach Witten and about this team coming up on Friday night. Let's run down what they've done. The Anderson County Mavericks. Right out of the chute, I want to tell you that Elizabethton in the regular season, 7 of their 10 teams were in the playoffs this year. On the schedule for Anderson County, 3 teams this year were in the playoffs, and we've got the bracketing. Let's see who's left, and we'll break down Anderson County. Of course, Greenville will be hosting Chattanooga Central. Elizabethton travels to Anderson County. Nolensville got a big upset last week. They will travel to Maplewood. Marshall County hosting Spring Hill across the state. White House hosting Jackson Southside. Lexington will be home to Springfield. Also, Haywood will be hosting Obion County. And Crockett County will be hosting Dyersburg. Winners move on. Losers are eliminated into the next round of the quarterfinals in Tennessee high school football. Carter beat them 55-27. William Blunt 56-16. Hickson High School, got beat 60-7. Anderson County went to Clinton and beat them 49-10. They went to the Howard School and beat them 39-0. That's the lowest point production of the season. So far has been 39 points. They beat Heritage 56-17. East Ridge, a playoff team, beat them 49-7. They go to Chattanooga Central, beat them 47-0. They go to East Hamilton and beat them 63-14. On Sequoia on senior night, they beat Sequoia 70-13. Granger 65-40 last Friday night. And of course, we come calling Friday night with a record of 9-2, and they're of course at 11-0. Coach Granger last week, the 40 points most been scored against them this year. They're averaging 55 points a game, giving up 14.
Well, I'm glad you called off that 40 number because that's a nightmare reading off them other scores, 55, 56, 60, 70 points. It's just #1 scoring team in the state regardless of classification. They just got a potent offense led by their quarterback. Quarterback's a dual-threat kid. And they run the Tony Franklin system. They throw that ball all over the place and do a good job with it. Here's a program that was 3-7 the last 2 years. Played in a tough league with Catholic, Fulton, North Central. And then now they moved to the Chattanooga region, but they're playing extremely well. It's a great atmosphere to play in, and obviously 11-0. Anytime you're undefeated, these guys are really extremely happy. They're confident in their abilities, and they're making a lot of plays on the film.
So you watch a lot of film. You have been since the game Friday night. So what do you see out of Anderson County? I mean, what do you feel like Cyclones need to do to beat them?
Well, they a lot of mirrored ourselves. They throw the ball extremely well. They got a 230-pound running back, 35-pound running back. They are aggressive on defense. They probably blitz as much as anybody we've seen, like Sullivan South. They bring a lot of pressure. They try to create a lot of turnovers defensively. They have the mentality. They really want the ball back. They really want to score. It's kind of like a Big 12 kind of football team, whether it could get into a shootout where you're going to see like Oklahoma State 55-52, something like that. But they just do a good job of, we got to do a good job of limiting the possessions. We can't just give them possessions. We don't really want to get in a shootout with them. We got to do a good job of defend them. They make you defend the entire football field. They got a number of weapons. They had a running back last week, scored 5 touchdowns. Then that's not even the starting running back. So they a well good coached football team. they're extremely confident in their abilities, and I'm sure they're going to be ready for Lisbon Cyclones.
So there are a lot of similarities between our two teams.
Well, there is. Quarterbacks, thrown for I think 41 touchdown passes. He's a dual threat kid who moves around and makes a lot of plays. I think he throws it better on the run than he actually does staying in the pocket. They throw a lot of screens, which is going to be big for our defensive line. Our defensive line is going to have to be the most conditioned group on our football team right now because they're going to have to go sideline to sideline. The key for us, I think, is our secondary. We just can't. We have to limit the big play, which we've done that. From Greenville all the way here, our secondary's done a good job of limiting the big plays, and we got to do what we got to do offensively. We got to, continue to throw and catch. Our offensive line's got to do a good job picking up the blitzes, and we got to know that this team is pretty dang good, and they definitely have our attention.
This week they have to travel, of course, get on that school bus and head down to Anderson County. But again, that's something you're used to. I guess maybe last year's conference schedule, when you had those long trips, that kind of helped you. Of course, this year, that long trip up to where did we go this year? Made a long haul.
Union.
And so a bus trip's a bus trip. These guys get on the bus, so let's go, coach.
Well, it's a mentality. You got to approach it, and fortunately for our bunch, like you mentioned last year, those guys have played, and then that long trip we had this year, just to be able to you got to stay focused. The concentration you talk about. Going through your assignments and not getting out of whack, and then biggest thing too is you just got to. It makes it a long day. You got to leave school early. You got to stop and eat. You got to get these guys off the bus and rest and ready to go. And then you got a 7 o'clock kickoff. So we it's important for us too. You got to be ready to go when that horn blows. I'm telling you got to be ready to go when that whistle blows. The opening kickoff. I mean, you can't spot anybody 2 scores or get down early. So we got to do a good job of maintaining our focus. Coming together and really understanding that this is as good as it gets and as big as it gets.
Sick bay and injury report. How are we right now?
Well, we're back. Good. Garrett's back in the lineup, which helps us give us depth at the offensive line. I thought we did a great job of moving the guys around in the last couple of weeks. We've also done a good job of just trying to create some depth. Guys got to be ready to go. I mean, we talked about it Friday night. I gave them a story about March 29, 1990. Chicago Bulls took on to take the Cleveland Cavaliers. Michael Jordan had 69 points. He was unstoppable. He just hit it from everywhere. The game ended 117 to 116. There's a teammate of Michael's. His name is Stacy King. He made 1 free throw that game. I told the kids Friday night, was it 69 points by Michael Jordan that won the game, or was it 1 point by Stacy King? And that's the thing. Your one play, or your one catch, or your one tackle, or your one block can be the difference in the game. And that's what our guys have really done a good job of just understanding that. Early on, we were led by our defensive line, and then here comes our outside linebacker group. Then here comes our skilled guys at receivers, and then here comes, multiple guys stepping in. Here comes our secondary. Here comes different people stepping up for us, and now we feel that we're playing our best football, and we got a complete football team.
Got it. It's going to be a lot of fun Friday night. Cyclone Nation, we need them down there.
Well, there's no question. They got to travel with us. We need them Friday night. If we've ever needed it, our fans and our support, we need them Friday night because it's going to be, there's only one side, so we're going to be on the opposing side there. We're not going to have our fans and our band behind us, so we need that support and that energy coming from the home side. So we need our people to be there to pack that place out and scoot them Anderson County people on down a little bit. But it's going to be electric. I'll tell you, they have probably one of the greatest pre-game festivities. They got a lot of fireworks. They got a lot of the Mavericks, the Bullhorns. They got. You've seen the Texas games where they got the Bulls running out on the field. They got 2 of them, so it's going to be a sight to see. It's a great atmosphere, but that to me is what high school football is about.
Sure,
you don't get to experience that a lot of places, and kind of old school guys. That's what makes high school Friday night football.
Create that atmosphere.
No question.
You got it. See you down there Friday night. Go
yes,
Cyclones.
sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. He's the man. Appreciate him very much. Again, like and share this show. We thank you for that. Again, it'll be ready to go on YouTube. Just type in Shawn Witten. It's there. Or go to the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. And it's there as well. So Friday night, 7 o'clock kickoff, second round of the playoffs. The Cyclones 9-2 travel to Anderson County to battle the Mavericks 11-0. Winner moves on. losers eliminated. Obviously, on this side of the camera, on this side of the region, we're looking for a quarterfinal matchup Friday night. So we hope to move on and play in that next round because we need to kick down another door.
Yes, sir, we do.
We got 5 doors to kick down. We've done kicked in one. We want to kick one down one more. And so we'll see if we can pull that off Friday night. Need you down there if you can to support the Cyclones 7 o'clock kickoff in Anderson County, which is a little ways down the road, but it's not Chattanooga. It's down Metro Knoxville, down around Clinton and Anderson County, of course. So if you get a chance, load up the wagons, wear your orange and black, get down to support the Cyclones. For Coach Shawn Witten, this is Tom Taylor telling you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. And go Cyclones. So long, everybody.